Mi, ini kecap masih di tempat yang sama kan ya taruhnya? Iya, Nes. Masih sama kok. Ini taplak meja kapan diganti? Kok Nes gak tahu? Iya, udah lama, Nes. Yang lama udah dibuang. I feel like time is slipping through my fingers by the second as I get older. And that terrifies me. A lot of things feel more uncertain than I would like. There's this constant overwhelming pressure to know what you want every second you get older, and knowing how ever-changing everything is in your life doesn't make it better. And from that, I always find myself looking ahead to prepare for what I need to do to make sure that future me will be in good hands. Because at the end of the day, every decision that we make counts for our future selves. As many of you can probably relate, I didn't know how good I had it as a child. I'm grateful and privileged enough to say that I come from a loving and supportive family who was there every step of the way. But not only that, we were fed good food, clothes to wear, all that we watched and consumed, and most importantly, our values, the inherent truth to seeing life, even the stencils of our passions. And in truth, we felt safer in this encapsulated routine that we know like the back of our hands. When you get into high school and university, you feel the freedom coming to you a little bit more. You're a fully functioning young adult, but within the constraints of having this set routine every single day of your life, which is such a large safety net. You're in the great in-between. Of course, everyone's experiences are different, some more difficult than others, but at the end of the day, you feel that freedom of choice is being poured onto your palm more and more, and I'm sure you enjoyed it. But with freedom comes choice. With choice comes your reality. As Jefferson says in Hamilton, every action has an equal opposite reaction. I know it's Newton, I just want to quote Hamilton whenever I can. And more, you learn to understand that what you plant in the ground will become what blooms for you in your life. And that's scary to understand, especially in your early 20s, because what do you mean that all the things we do now will also amount to how our future will play out? Like, for real. But what I tend to forget, and I'm trying to unlearn, is that I catch myself letting the present slip away. I'm not saying that I don't cherish the present, but it's difficult when you understand that every second counts for the better or for worse, and that becomes your point of reference. I personally become terribly anxious about the future, and well, as most people do, I overthink everything. I'm learning from my past to be better, and I'm focusing on what I can do now for the future, but that takes away the magic of the present. As I've become more and more vulnerable with my friends and my family, they all ask me the same question. Are you happy? And I always answer with, now? Yes. And they would always respond, well, then that's all that matters. I'm not even joking. Shout out to my family and to all my beautiful friends because you are all so right. Being in the present doesn't have to equal forgetting your future. It's understanding that it's most important to be where your feet are and to never take anything for granted. And the future? Well, you'll figure it out. See where your feet takes you. Nothing has ever not gone your way, whether you realize it or not. Sure, you can trip and fall, and life can be a big bitch sometimes, but you always find your way to get back up. I know, feeling like you're in control is wonderful, but at the end of the day, you only have now. Time will never come back to you and memories won't be created twice. Sure, you can take it as, oh no, I only have now. But it's actually, wow, I only have now to live, to create, to dream, and to enjoy. So, what I'm learning is, to never take anything for granted, to be grateful for everything, is to realize where your feet are, and to appreciate how far you've taken yourself. I went home for a week in May, initially for a very different reason, but things fell through. Things changed. But I went home anyway. I thought it would be good to just relax and enjoy it. And during that time, I realized how quickly things can change, and of course, how much time has passed. Not only about the ketchup or the taplak meja, but even from 6 months ago, I was a completely different person, in a completely different headspace, with a completely different plan for my future. But as I chatted away with my family, laughed with my friends, I understood how fast things could change for oneself. And sometimes life just doesn't play out the way you thought that it would go. And that's okay. I think growing up is realizing that time never really announces itself. It hides in the little things. It's in the bottles of ketchup that never move until one day they do, in tablecloths you swore had always been there until someone says, "Oh, we changed it a long time ago," in conversations that suddenly feel nostalgic while they're still happening. And maybe, obviously, I can't stop time from slipping through my fingers. Maybe none of us can. But I can hold the moment while it's there. So for now, I'll try to be where my feet are. And when life changes again, as it always does, I hope I'll remember that this version of me once existed too. Sitting here, trying, loving, and most importantly, living.